Today is January 8th, 2024. I made a trade today which is very interesting as it provided me with a before thought with a actual unfolding events matching together to provide a clarity in the trade. So this is the Euro USD. For the whole day, it's been declining, essentially. Declining all the way down. Then towards the end of the day, it created a inflection point whereupon a change of trend occurred at this point. It started with this green candle and a second green candle and a small bearish candle, which essentially created a picture along with another candle that created a crossover from the 14-day moving average. So that meant that there was a high likelihood that there is a trend reversal, major trend reversal for Euro USD. And so I got in early actually, I didn't get in early, but I did get in somewhere around here. These were some experiments on how to trade at this point here. There are little points where entries and exits were occurring. And so what happened was this is a point where there is a resistance here. It touched the resistance and it pulled back, touched it again, pulled back, and then it ramped up. As soon as it went up and established a consistency to stay above that resistance area, then that resistance area is meaningful, meaning that there is a propensity of the trend to move in an upward trajectory. There is one candle, two candle, big candles, three candles, four candles, five candles, six candles throughout this time frame. And so what I noted is that there is a Darvas box. There's an individual whose name is Darvas, and he wrote a book and he described his box. So what happens is here is a box that occurs here. It briefly went up, came back in, and then at the point here, it escaped the box on a permanent basis as it poked through, and then it went into another box at this point of stability. That's where the stability occurs. That means that as long as this level is maintained, the propensity to move in an upward trajectory has a higher probability than the propensity to move and retrace down. And therefore, I added one more lot here. Then it went sideways for a while, which was essentially establishing the fact that there is a great amount of support and resistance to selling pressure throughout this 1 minute candle. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, roughly about 21 minutes of sideways movement. Then it moved up, and then here is another area of major resistance where it went up and then returned and then finally made a thrust to escape that resistance area. And at that point, right here is when I sold right there. So this is a logical thinking in the way that I traded this Euro USD today. And this is something that I logically thought out after the fact. After the whole day was done, this was a conclusion uh, which essentially should have been done in uh, a backtesting scenario where I can look at these scenarios and create a scenario of how the movements will be such that I can strategically place a certain uh, trades along these lines. So essentially, I entered here for one lot, and then as it went up, and I was thinking to myself, okay, so if it stays above this resistance, that means that this is now a support. That means that I can add here and have two lots working for me as it moves up. And that's the logic that I had. And these two were sold at this point right there. That is essentially the crux of day trading. It is trade management and placing the strategic candlestick formations into my mind to create a picture of where things are, such that I can visualize where things will be in the future by creating a skeletal picture of the support and resistance areas wherever they will be based on previous conditions here. As I see here's one area, here's another area. And once that is achieved, I can piece together the scenario, the story behind how the day will unfold, and then make the appropriate trades to come to a final conclusion. And at the end of it, based on statistical probability, my story matches what the Wall Street has to offer.